The hum of the lightsaber blade, its crimson glow reflecting in his eyes, must have been the last thing Count Dooku saw. Not the familiar crimson of his own elegant curved hilt, but the blinding blue of Anakin Skywalker's weapon. In that moment, shackled and vulnerable, as Skywalker's blade ended his life, Dooku's sudden, horrified realization must have been that he was not just defeated, but discarded. And watching it all unfold, with a subtle, almost imperceptible smirk, was his master, Darth Sidious, then Chancellor Palpatine. It's easy to see Dooku's death in Revenge of the Sith as a brutal, pragmatic act, a necessary elimination of an enemy. But what if it was far more than that? What if Dooku's entire decade-long career as Darth Tyrannus was never meant to last, never meant to see the rise of the Empire alongside Sidious? What if, from the very beginning, Count Dooku was a temporary asset, a meticulously chosen placeholder whose eventual termination was always part of the grand design? Sidious, the ultimate manipulator, understood that the transition from a hidden Sith Lord to the Emperor of a galaxy-spanning regime required very specific tools. Dooku, in many ways, was perfect for the initial phase. He was a former Jedi Master, a respected diplomat, Count of Sereno, a figure with immense public credibility and existing political ties. He was articulate, charismatic, and possessed a gravitas that could sway systems to his cause. Sidious needed a public face for the burgeoning Separatist movement, someone who could convincingly articulate grievances against the Republic and rally support for rebellion. Dooku fit this role flawlessly. His age and political experience, however, were precisely what made him unsuitable for the long term. Dooku was an old man, set in his ways, accustomed to a certain level of independence and intellectual engagement. He was a thinker, a politician, even a philosopher in his own twisted sense. Sidious, the future emperor, didn't need a co-conspirator who might question his methods or desire a share of the ultimate power. He needed an enforcer, a brutal, unquestioning instrument of his will to maintain order in his new empire. Someone who would rule with an iron fist, not a velvet glove. Dooku, for all his dark side power, was too much of a diplomat, too little of a pure weapon. This is where Anakin Skywalker enters the narrative, not as a chance encounter, but as a meticulously cultivated successor. Sidious had identified Anakin early, a young man of unparalleled power, but also immense emotional vulnerability. Anakin was passionate, loyal, and desperately sought a sense of belonging and purpose. His fear of loss, his attachments, his anger, these were not weaknesses to be overcome, but levers to be pulled. Anakin possessed the raw, untamed power that Sidious craved, coupled with a malleability that Dooku, with his rigid political mind, simply didn't possess. So, Dooku's role shifted from being a co-conspirator in the grand plan to being a key part of Anakin's dark side induction. Dooku became the visible enemy, the embodiment of the chaos that Palpatine claims to be fighting. Every battle, every atrocity committed by the Separatists under Dooku's command served to erode Anakin's faith in the Jedi, to push him closer to the man who offered solutions, power, and the illusion of control, Chancellor Palpatine. Dooku's entire career as Darth Tyrannus, spanning a decade, can be viewed as an elaborate, high-stakes job interview for his own replacement. He was the interim CEO, tasked with dismantling the old company structure while the new ideal candidate was groomed. Dooku was instrumental in orchestrating the Clone Wars, a conflict designed not to win a territory, but to exhaust the Jedi, sow discord, and grant Palpatine emergency powers. He commanded the Separatist forces, fighting battles that were never truly meant to be won, but merely to consume resources and lives, ensuring the Republic's slow decay and Palpatine's ascent. The fateful confrontation above Coruscant when Anakin and Obi-Wan rescued Palpatine from Dooku was the final, brutal test. Dooku, for all his power and skill, was there to be defeated, to provide the exact catalyst needed to push Anakin over the edge. Palpatine's subtle encouragement to Anakin, "Do it," wasn't just a command for a Jedi to commit a dark side act. It was the termination order for a temporary employee and the final initiation rite for his true, long-term apprentice. Dooku, in his final moments, likely understood the cruel irony. He had served his purpose, the young, powerful, and malleable successor was ready, and he was no longer needed. Dooku was not betrayed in a spur-of-the-moment decision. He was sacrificed precisely when his utility expired and his replacement was ready. It was a cold, calculated move, a testament to Sidious's unparalleled foresight and ruthless long-game strategy. Dooku was a crucial gear in the mechanism of galactic domination, but always a disposable one. His demise was not a failure of the plan, but its perfectly executed culmination. It offers a chilling insight into the mind of Darth Sidious. Every piece on his galactic chessboard had a specific purpose and an expiration date. Dooku, the old, politically minded nobleman, served his master impeccably, even unto his own orchestrated destruction. His legacy is not just that of a fallen Jedi or a Separatist leader, but a testament to the fact that in the Sith Grand Plan, loyalty is a fleeting concept, and everyone, no matter how powerful, is ultimately just a tool waiting to be discarded. What are your thoughts on Dooku's fate? Do you agree he was always destined to be replaced, or do you think there was a chance for him to truly serve by Sidious's side? Share your insights in the comments below, and if you found this exploration thought-provoking, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into the galaxy far, far away.